All right, welcome to a $630 Venom special progressive knockout tournament. Another PKO, which started about the same time as the last one that I covered. This one, however, did not go quite into the wee hours. It went into the wee minus hours, I guess. It went to 11:50 p.m., not 2:16 a.m. Mostly because there's only 492 people to get through. So shoutouts to all these guys who cashed but didn't make it to the final table, as always. And today we bring you a whole lot of red, white, and blue. Not that the other countries didn't try for it. Okay. Not that the other countries didn't try for it, but we just ended up with a whole lot of red, white, and blue, and a couple of red and white. But point is, those are the only three colors of flag who are at this final table. So we start off with two people under 20 big blinds. Everybody else is reasonably healthy, and Go Gore is way out in front, so that should be interesting. Let's see how much he wants to abuse his power. Alex B. Rowan starts off with a reasonable all-in from the small blind with two sixes. Sometimes hands only take 20 seconds when they're on the interwebs. We have two Kongs for Ian Beale. He's not going to get any more, though. We see Alex and Ego Gogor have the other two kings. He's just going to do a regular raise because he'd like to get some action. He might well get some action from nice piece of ace. And we saw King 4 being folded by Alex Miron, so a nice piece of ace probably will not catch either. And Ego Gogor decides to make the call, getting 6-1 in his money, I guess. Sort of. I understand the defense, but yeah. Of course, he didn't know that he was up against two kings. This might be a good spot to just rip it in. He got what he wanted. He got two calls and an extra 60,000 here. Personally, I'm a little risk averse, so I would just want to pick the pot up right now. He's gonna tank call. Interesting. He is in position. Does he really think nice piece of ace is going to keep doing his work for him? He's not going to on this street. I mean, slow playing is fine and dandy, but you do only have one pair, you know. He's lucky he's up against two fours, but you know, if he were up against a hand like ace-5 of clubs, you know, there's a whole lot that he's not going to want to see on the river. Now he does go for the all-in. So, no harm, no foul. Ends up working out very nicely for Ian Beale. But I prefer to play somewhat aggressively if you have a big pocket pair and you're not helped on the flop. Because it is only one pair. You don't want to see any draws come to fruition. Gore makes the raise as we expect with the 10 queen offsuit. Jack 9 offsuit makes the call. Gang bang Bob. Or should I say gang bet Bob. I hope that worked. I'm not wearing my headphones, so I'm not even entirely sure if that worked. Oh! I hope it did. Chip leader with two aces. The least fair spot in poker. Now, Alex Miron, I definitely recall seeing at a final table that I've commentated on before. Don't think I've commentated on a final table with the other guys. Maybe Ian Beale. I'm just really running good. Like, anytime I pick out a tournament that I want to commentate on, the really bad names managed to miss it. I'm sure you noticed a couple down below in the leaderboard that came close to the final table but didn't. I'm just glad I don't have to say them out loud. Yeah, Gangbang Bob with a pretty reasonable 3-bet there from the small blind, but just bad timing up against the 2 aces. Nice piece of ace. I mentioned at the other one that this game was 15-minute blinds up until the end of late reg, and then the blinds actually increased to 20 minutes. So it got deeper as you went along, which is unusual, but yeah, we can expect a lot of play here. I would like to cover the Venom more or less as it happens, because it starts at, what is it again? 4:05, 4:30. So that won't go too deep into the night. Yeah. Anything with the Venom name attached to it, you can expect will take a pretty long while to conclude. Ian Beal with the 3-bet all in, and that'll take it down. Eagle Gogor has enough chips that really any pseudo connectors are worth splashing around with. Because what's the worst thing that could happen for him right now? The worst thing that could happen is he runs kings into Absolution's aces, or Ab5 Lucian's aces, and Ab5 Lucian would take the lead, but not by very much. Ab5 Lucian would have 5 million, Eagle Gogor would have 4.1. That's a spicy turn card. Perfect Sonata has top pair now. The garbage trucks are going on outside. Eagle Gogor with an open-ended straight draw. Perfect Sonata checks. Probably just because he's up against the big stack. There's the bet. This doesn't really seem like a great raising spot. Mostly because you just don't want the big stack to play back at you. This is a good, smallish pot. If he's going to bluff, let him bluff. The king did complete a queen-jack draw, not to mention any pair of kings, but Eagle Gogor's got a lot of bluffs in him, and the pot's small enough now that Perfect Sonata can make this call without fearing too much for his own safety. And he does indeed make the call. 2.67 million chips now for Perfect Sonata. He takes over second place, which kind of means a lot because Eagle Gogor is still way out in front despite that hand. Ace King makes an appearance. Everybody likes to min raise. I really don't understand the appeal of min raising. If you're gonna raise, raise. Like, nothing crazy, but like nothing more than 3x in most situations, but don't just click it once. Did he just call it all in with 9-5? And he hit a 9. He snap called it all in with 9-5. I want to give this guy the benefit of the doubt and assume that was a misclick. Because, holy crap, that is ridiculous. It is a PKO. Maybe he just really wants that $2,175 that badly. But, yo, 9-5. And he actually hit his 9. Come on. Please let us see an 8 or a jack, because that is just dirty. Oh. That's just dirty. That had to have been a misclick, right? That had to have been a misclick. Alex Miron deserved a lot better than that. Oh, look, a break. I'll use part of it to... So Alex Miron gets $3,321. Of course, there's also his bounty you see there. Igor Gogor may have a Christmas card or two to to send him to make up for that. That was ridiculous. That was disgusting. 9-5. For 15 big blinds. Didn't even think about it. I can only assume with that he meant to snap fold instead of snap call, but he snap called. Now, there is no reaction system at a final table, so nobody can throw poop at him, but... Nine five! 9-5, everybody! Ladies and gentlemen, 9-5. Bow down to your new king of all hands. 9-5. Alright, who wants this one? I assume a nice piece of ace wants it. It's a good flop for 4s, but maybe not against 3 other people. Small bet to see where he stands. Ian Beale, if he had more chips, might want to stick around with such a big no-pair hand. Perfect Sonata has enough chips to maybe see if he wants to stick around. But again, against 3 people, you really want to hit your set. It was nice to show. Several aces. The ace-king, of course, rules among them. Eagle Gogor with 2 3s. Gangbang Bob with a very playable hand, and a very nice flop for 10-9 of hearts. Top pair with Gut Shot. Eagle Gogor. See, like, Eagle Gogor is not playing super duper wild, so I really do think that was a misclick. Gangbang Bob looking for some actions, not getting it yet. I think he has to make his own bidding now. That's so small. That's so small. I would have bet at least 120. But even though 60 might be too much. Nope. Eagle Galore will pay it off with his pair of 3s. Understandable. He beats any random big ace. Or any missed draw. Well, missed spades, really. Most of the straight draws got there. Another pair versus pair here. And a nice, fairly small 3-bet. To ensure that he might get some action. Personality will make the call. See if he can flop trips. He does not. And this should be quick for a nice piece of ace. Okay, seriously. Why are the C-bets so small all the time? Am I just the weird one? Okay, he called with 5. I don't know about that one, man. Then again, that bet was so small, maybe It's easy for me to say because I can see the queens. But to be fair to Perfect Sonata, you know, any ace jack or king queen suited would c-bet that flop too. So that's not the worst call ever. Another very small bet. I think he's very comfortable with those queens. Perfect Sonata. If he thought he had two big cards, then he's still good with the fives. And he will make that call. So in the end, it's actually very nice bet sizing from Nice Piece of Ace. And hello, we got queens against ace king here, the two top stacks at the table. Yeah, these other guys are going to be folding like the wind, and this could very well be a 6 million pot. No, he's not going to do it. He is going to exercise discipline. He's up against the only guy who has him covered. And, of course, he knows that he snapped call with 9-5, but again, I think it was probably a misclick. I don't know if he thinks it was a misclick or not, but he probably doesn't want to just go all in and be immediately at risk. He'll check Eagle Gogor with the call, or with the bet, sorry. And there's the raise from Nice Piece of Ace. I guess not worried that he's up against kings or aces. I would have thought, based on that smooth call pre-flop, that he might have just wanted to play it safe the whole way through. But he's decided that he's up against ace-king, and that's a good flop. You know, just in case he's up against kings or aces, but nope, he had the right idea. Oh! Unfortunately, Nice Piece of Ace has limped in with a suited ace. Ian Beale folded in the small blind with an ace for 20,000. I mean, I'm not saying he has to, you know, raise it up or anything, but he... Really? And that's way too big of a raise with two aces. Okay, no, it's not. Maybe he made it really big on purpose to make it look suspicious. That was almost 6x. But you know, that was over 6x. Nice piece of ace. Is he in the mood to go at it? 80,000? I don't understand what's happening. I don't understand what that bet is. There's no way he's folding out anything. Just a call, and now we got 4 clubs. Nice piece of ace. Trying to sneak his way up the up this hand. Perfect Sonata. Still holding the aces. The only thing you can fear at the moment is a 9, I would think. Or a really capricious 10-8. That's more respectable of a bet. Perfect Sonata's not going anywhere with the aces. Question is, does he raise now and just hope that he's just going to win the pot right here, or does he continue to play pot control? He's going to play pot control. River card is black, but not what Nice Piece of Ace was looking for. It's a total brick. That 4 does not complete any draws that weren't already there. Wait, no, 5-3. But you can't be worried about 5-3 now. Perfect Sonata, wasting time bank. And now he bets really, really small. You realize, of course, that if Nice Piece of Ace comes over the top on you, you might have to fold. But he is going to fold his ace. He's going to assume that that weird bet is... That's what he wants him to do, is to re-raise all in. So he will just get out of there, man. These are unconventional plays, to say the least. It's interesting. I'm enjoying it. I just don't know how to talk about it because it's so different from what I'm used to seeing. But I'm very happy to see unconventional play. GTO be damned. I feel pretty safe in saying that the 9-5 was a misclick. Eagle Gogor is playing pretty smart poker. Jack 9. Is complete air. Nice piece of ace. Has an excellent board for ace 4 now. We see Monkey, the short stack. Wait, no, Ian Beale is. He might become a short stack if he keeps betting, and he is going to keep betting. I mean, in a vacuum, that's a pretty good card to bet. It's not when your opponent has it, along with a 4. I like the all-in there. There's 2 flush draws out there. There's a lot of river cards he's not going to want to see. He's got a strong hand now, so just win the pot now. And if not, well, he's got him covered, so he won't be out. Yeah, I like the all-in there. That's already a significant pickup, so... just take it and move on. Eagle Gagor with a limp. Ab-5 maybe would have raised with the ace-3 if it wasn't for the fact that the chip leader is limping into him and being all weird. Ab-5 with bottom pair and the ace of spades. That's a little bit of help. Min bet. And a call. Not sure why. I mean, there's not believing your opponent, and then there's just calling with 10 high. If he's got him on exactly 5-6, I guess. We can keep betting, though, with that pair of 3s. He's correct to do so. Eagle Gagor maybe thinking of stealing it here with a raise. Oh! Yeah, unorthodox play, like I said. Ab-5 now with a real decision. That backdoor flush is not coming through. You know, he's probably not just betting on a flush. He's either got complete air or a bigger piece of the board than he does. Nice play by Eagle Gagor. I want to believe that he's recording his own tournament somewhere, and this is a reaction of him misclicking there. His reaction would be in Russian, so I wouldn't understand it, but... well, you never know. You know, a lot of people from different countries like to speak English to reach out to a wider audience. You never know. Well, the King 8 from the cutoff, not the worst raise ever. Gangbang Bob, though, is going to be all over that with his ace-10 suited. Now we'll see whether or not that was a misclick. If he calls here, then... okay, yeah, see? See, he's not a complete win. And this time we might see a third one. We see Monkey. Ooh, a non-min raise. And he's pretty happy to see that. Actually, we're probably not going to see a third one because they're going to be all in and probably go fold-fold. Yep. But it's still a nice pickup. We see Maki. Not the short stack. Well, the blinds at 25 and 50,000. He's still a short stack. But at a PKO, as long as you're not last, you have a chance to make some money. And of course, once you get to the final table, every knockout increases the prize pool money as well. Jack high takes it. Nicely played. Wasn't really following that one. Now another big pocket pair. 2 10s for Ian Beale. And another raise, not min raise. Mostly min raise, though. I'd be making it like 119,000 or something like that. Ian Beale with really an easy 3-bet all in here. He's just going to fake like it's taking him a while. Maybe in an effort to get 8s or 9s to pay him off. Ab 5 Lucian with Ace 6 suited. Maybe enough. Eco Gogor, not sure what's taking him so long there. No, he's going to fold it. Good discipline. I probably wouldn't have called either. Just wondering if Ab 5 Lucian was willing to gamble there. Suited aces look kind of nice, but when you think about it, what's he going all in there with? He's probably having a better ace or a pair. And if you have ace 6 of diamonds, that's not good against very many pairs. If you're calling with ace 6, you are hoping solely that he's got king queen or king jack. Eagle Gogor still making it look pretty easy. There's not a huge difference between 8-handed and 7-handed. 6-handed is where you start to feel the difference. So he doesn't have to be playing every hand, but I mean, it's working so far. He's not playing every hand, but, you know, most of them. Nice piece of ace. Does have an ace. And he'll raise with it. Now, if Eagle Gogor 3-bets, he min 3-bets. That's complicated. Now what does Gangbang Bob want to do with King Queen? I wouldn't be surprised to see him all in. I wouldn't be surprised to see him fold. He is going to fold. We see Maki folds the King Jack as well. That's just such a bizarre play to min 3-bet what's already a min raise. You just, like, red flags have to be going up all over the place if you're Gangbang Bob. Like, you're either going to be very lucky, and this is the situation that it actually is, and you can get your 3-bet, actually, your 4-bet all in through, or you're going to be absolutely dominated. Eagle Gogor actually has the hand already locked up. Nice piece of aces drawing dead. And every card on the board is black. Nice piece of ace has 2 black cards, but he does not have a flush. Just doesn't seem right. 7 black cards does not have to be a flush. And it goes check, check. Eagle Gogor not really willing to press for any minor edges on that one. Didn't have that good of a hand, so just goes ahead and takes it down. Limp from nice piece of ace. Not the first one we've seen from him. And I'm not sure about that fold by Gangbang Bob. I feel like he's got to at least limp in there, too. What, is he scared that Wissy Mackey and Ian Beale are going to play back at him? They have even less chips than he does. 8-7 of hearts doesn't really come up very big on this board, though, so maybe he's saving still 50k. They actually both have the same hand right now. King, king, 2, 2, queen. But nice piece of ace manages to force a fold. And we move on. Eagle Gogor, ace 4 of clubs. And yet another big pair against Eagle Gogor's suited ace. And yet he's still pretty much been unstoppable. He's not wasted too many of his chips. He may see a flop here, though. Ab 5 Lucian does not go for the all-in. Because, well, frankly, it'll be extremely fishy. He's got a lot of chips. And there's an ace. Ab 5 Lucian dealing with playing the Lon McCare Memorial hand. Just realized also that we actually had the background characters in this final table, despite the fact that the old regular final table played. And there's the Rays. Evolution's probably going to exit now. Yeah. There's too much bad things can happen from that. But we still have the stage area and the spectators on this one, despite the fact that the last one that I covered froze at the very last minute, and then when I opened it back up, it was the standard old just table in the middle of nowhere graphics. I was expecting the same thing to happen to this one because this game started about the same time, but for some reason, that's not it. I don't know. Eagle Gogor, min raised with the ace, and again, might have to fold it, but hey, his chip stack keeps growing. Every time I look at it, it's a larger number, so he doesn't mind folding once in a while. And again, he's correct to do so there. Ian Beale had him dominated. I would be absolutely floored if I see somebody calling all in with 9-5 at the actual Venom final table. I mean, this is big enough. It's $630 buy-in. Progressive knockout. The Venom is $2,650. And there is a tournament coming up in the next online Super Series with a buy-in of $5,300. You better believe I'm covering that one. And you better believe I'm not playing it. Because that'd be like a quarter of my entire bank. It'd be more. Not my bank roll, my bank. Pocket tens goes for the small raise, hoping that he gets action. Just not gonna be lucky though. I'm kind of a fish, so I would still raise all in there, frankly, with that small stack with tens. I would only make a small raise there with like ace king or jacks or better. I don't want to play tens post flop. Surprised at the king 10 fold there for a nice piece of ace. Eagle Gogor with 2 5s can absolutely play here. I was going to re-raise. Perfect Sonata with a snap fold. I don't know about that. And he has to know that Eagle Gogor is 3-betting an awful lot because he can. I mean, I think you got to look him up once in a while with iffy hands like ace-6 suited. Now, there is ICM, of course. You don't want to have $2.5 million and all of a sudden go out before these guys with $1 million. It's not like they're playing, completely, hiding in their own shell kind of poker, though. Mostly because there's 3 of them. Eagle Gogor, emboldened by the 4th club, will bet. Turns out the king high is good anyway. Eagle Gogor just keeps on gaining more chips. We keep seeing him fall, and yet I look up and he's got more chips every time. That's an incredible talent. Ab5 Lucian raising with another suited ace. How many of those have we seen? Ian Beale, no reason to keep going with 4-2. Well, this final table has been a lot different than the last one. It's going to go on for a while again, but... Uh-oh. But the last one knocked out a lot of players real quickly, and half of it was spent heads up. This one, we still have 7 players, 36 minutes in. And here comes the all-in, certainly. Okay! That's a really bad play. The last thing you want to do, if you have 2 aces in a short stack, is go up against more than one person. By making that call, you're inviting Ian Beale in to maybe draw out on you as well. And Perfect Sonata is going to be getting really, really good odds, even though that Queen 3 is a terrible hand. Perfect Sonata might even call. Because he can't go broke on this hand either. If Ian Beale re-raises all in, that would be the best possible outcome for Wisimaki here. Because then that would fold everybody else out. He's going to fold the ace-10? Wow. Maybe he just had the right idea. Wisimaki is only doing that with a premium hand. Ab5 Lucian with Jack Queen. You know what? I don't know anything. Wisimaki, I'm so sorry. You're playing this hand absolutely fine. This is working out absolutely brilliantly. Now he's going to go for the all-in. Now he recognizes there's a little bit of danger out there. He'll just take it down. And pretty big uncontested pot. He's back up to $1 million. You know what? That was not half bad at all. He does know what he's doing, and shoutouts to Ian Beale for that fold. And there's another pickup. I just realized that the turkey is holding a poker chip in his talons. Wisimaki's turkey avatar. Walk. Ab5 Lucian's got pocket nines. Limp with the ace-10 here. Interesting. I know I should be calling him Absolution, but I just like saying Ab5 Lucian. Just because I know it'll tilt somebody. There's the re-raise all in. Ab5 Lucian's probably got to just shake his head and go for it. And there's a 10 because of course there is. Pocket 9 suck. And another 10. Doesn't change anything though. He can still win with a 9. But he's not going to move with a 9. Pocket 9s never win. Ab5 Lucian, you did what you had to. But, yeah. You played well, but pocket 9s take out the best of them. Still, $4,794. $4,797 for you, plus your little bounty there. And we move on. 6 players remain. Okey doke. Just never run into pocket 9s. That's the best way to play poker. Just don't ever get pocket 9s. 6-handed, suited ace. It's folded to you. You got to raise pretty much every time now. Gangbang Bob with a better suited ace. And just a call. Thought that might be an all-in moment, but okay. He'll play it his way. Perfect Sonata with air. But he will make another tiny continuation bet. And that's the spiciest card in the deck. Perfect Sonata gets his pair, but Gangbang Bob with not flush draw. And, well, who wants to represent the diamond flush? Perfect Sonata could probably do a better job of it because he continuation bet the flop. But he'll just check because he's got the pair of 5s, so that'll work. Ooh. 7s, 7-8 of diamonds, 3s, and ace queen of spades. 2.5x, nice to see that little change of pace. Re-raise from the chip leader. There's the all-in, and Igor Gogor is priced in now. He's got to make this call. Nice piece of ace. Would be making, I think, a pretty big mistake to keep going with these 7s. Eagle Gogor is getting 2 priced in. Gangbang Bob with a very safe flop, though. Is there any spicy turn cards? 5 or 6 are fairly spicy, but that's it, though. Nope, gotta be an 8 or 7, 6. Close, but no cigar. Gangbang Bob with the double up. So, Eagle Gogor will not win all of them. Ace 4. Under the gun, quick fold. I can kind of understand that. Ian Beale can't just keep folding his way. He's got to stand up to Eagle Gogor eventually. Gangbang Bob did. So now it's up to the other 2 short stacks to stand up to him. But Ian Beale is going to stay conservative. Not saying you have to play 5-7 there, but it was only a min raise, and like I said, you got to stand up to him at some point. At the moment, Ian Beale has 12.5 big blinds. And he chooses ace 3 to go for it. Small blind versus big blind, so it's a little easier to make that move. Okay. It's a little bit better. Bad hands. No. Nope. We pick up for a Gangbang Bob. Ace King. Looks like probably just raise, 3-bet, fold. It's a really big 3-bet. Nice piece of ace has no way it can call that. That's a fake tank. So I'm glad I'm pressing the 2x button. Bad hands again. Eagle Gogor doesn't even go for it. This is a little more interesting. 7s against ace 10 of clubs. Gangbang Bob won a 3-bet 35 big blinds again? No. Just a call this time. Three hearts out there now. But certainly not a board that these guys are going to be all that happy about. Four hearts. Who wants to represent it? Nope. It's okay. Perfect Sonata's pair wins it. Bob might regret checking once he saw what he was up against there. But Perfect Sonata so far has played very conservatively as well. He's not made a whole lot of funky moves that should be a re-raise and a fold. With Jackson and Evans. Yeah. Ian Beale sticking around. Perfect Sonata, I think, thinking more ICM than anybody else right now. He's just been kind of hanging around second or third and seeing these guys around 1 million. He just doesn't want to blow it. Because one guy is controlling all the action. He'll raise there, though, at least. Walk. Actually, that was the turkey who got the walk. It was more like a block. Here we go. Although this, actually, this is probably going to go pretty predictably as well. Big raise from Perfect Sonata, followed by a tank fold. Again, it's over 6x. But we've seen him do that before. Oh! He's going to stand up this time, and he's going to stand very tall. He's going to stand like 40 meters tall because he just flopped a diamond flush with his ace high. He loses to one hand, and that's 8-9 of diamonds. And I don't think he's worried about that. It's like, what? Perfect Sonata? You're betting? Sure, please. By all means, continue. I might fold. Wink. Not the best turn card for a nice piece of ace, obviously. Now he's losing to a lot of hands. Now how do you play this? Do you just check? And it's going to check and hope that the river isn't even worse. And it's a very safe river. He could either check or he could bet and just hope that he's up against one jack. But I like the check there. Perfect Sonata might be encouraged to go for another bluff here, which nice piece of ace can just snap off. Never mind. Okay, now nice piece of ace has to bet. He's got to believe that the flush is good. Perfect Sonata would have tried something by now if he had a full house. That's a good bet size. Perfect Sonata, though, with just ace high, might be able to get away from this without any further damage. Maybe you should stop raising 6x when there's one guy limping and it folds to you in the big blind. Is he thinking of calling here? He is going to call with ace high and lose a pot that ended up being 2.1 million. And the guy who's been pretty conservative this whole final table ends up burning a pretty significant hole in his own stack there. A nice piece of ace. Having a little bit of a mini rush going on here. Hits his ace, of course, because it's his name. And gets a bet from the chip leader. Complete brick on the turn. Ooh. Much larger bet there. Which is the pattern we're noticing here. Really small continuation bet. And then the second bet on the turn is way larger. Very safe river again. Nice piece of ace. Obviously can't love it with the 7 kicker, but I think he's prepared to check call again. And Eagle Gogor may not want to bluff again because that's such a dry run out. Good discipline. The Jack-10 of diamonds folds under the gun, Gang Bang Bob. I think 6-handed, you gotta play that. He has just enough chips to actually play, you know, poker. So he definitely did not have to fold that. Raise from King Queen. Eagle Gogor should play the Jack-10. And, ooh, bit spicy here. Straight draw on 2 overs for nice piece of ace. Top pair for Eagle Gogor. And, of course, his kicker is the card that nice piece of ace needs. There it is! The 10 of hearts. They both might taper themselves a little bit, but no one's going anywhere. Certainly not for one bet. Eagle Gogor. This is a call every day of the week. Complete brick on the river. Nice piece of ace. Has the green light to go for more value. And pretty much anything he bet should get a call. Gonna go half pot again. Eagle Gogor has to pay this off. And just like that, nice piece of ace. Up to 5 million. Eagle Gogor still leads at 7.1 million, but nice piece of ace is getting awfully close. This might set him back. Needs a queen. He's already gotten a flush and a straight in the last couple of hands. We can't expect him to hit this one too. Never mind, he does. Someone's running good. Perfect Sonata with top pair, top kicker. Maybe he was going to bet the turn, but that's really not a friendly turn for him. He might be in pot control mode now. And this is where he leans over to nice piece of ace and asks him, do you really have it every time? I don't think he can just fold this. Yeah, he does. Oh, come on! That's just mean. That didn't change the fact that a jack beats him, but now Perfect Sonata beats almost... He snap folded that. Wow. He was not at all overly enamored with that extra pair. So, very good discipline. Frankly, you know, hitting that extra pair, I'm never folding that. I don't know why nice piece of ace folded. He wins every hand he plays. Kong! Fear the King 10. Eagle Gogor has been the leader of the entire final table, but he might feel like he was owed one of those. He's going to bet very small. That still might get a call, actually. Game Bang Bob has the nut, no pair, and, of course, a 3 gives him a straight. He's getting a good price. I would probably call this. If he had bet like 150, 160, I'd probably fold. But 111, I would keep going. He is going to fold it, though. He's not going to be lured in by that good price. He knows how to fear the King 10. Ian Beale might have to go for it here with a suited ace. Six-handed. Yep, he is. Nice piece of ace. Doesn't know that he's got him dominated. This is still a pretty big risk for him. He's going to make the call, and he's going to be correct in doing so. Ian Beale, not with a whole lot of backdoors. Going to need to see a 6, and preferably not the spade. Needs a 6. Not going to get it. Ian Beale eliminated in 6th place. Nice piece of ace up to 6.28 million. Ian Beale, well done. He tried to wait around for a good spot, but just ran into the bottom of his all-in range, and we've all been there before, I'm sure. Still, $6,273. Nicely played by Ian Beale, and nice piece of ace and Eagle Gogor seemed destined to go heads up. Perfect Sonata at least got his wish and move laddering up a little bit more. Imaki is the one everybody's looking at now. Small pair. Might be good enough at this point. No, you know what? I'm not gonna rag on him for that one. You go all in with a pair, you're hoping for either folds, which you would have gotten, or someone's gonna call you, and the absolute best you can hope for is a coin flip. Or you can wait until you have kings. Eagle Gogor, of course, doesn't need kings to play a pot right now. How about 3 kings? If you go all in with 3, it's what if that's what you see. Oh, small pot, but I don't think Ego Gogor is complaining all that much. Nice piece of ace. Thinking of getting a little feisty, but doesn't really have to at this point. 3-2 of clubs. That's feisty. Gangbang Bob with a hand. Wisimaki with a hand. Gangbang Bob's going to go for it, and that might get Wisimaki out of the way here. No, he is going to go for it. So the 2 short stacks are going to go at it. Ace on the flop. Wisimaki with literally no backdoors. He asked it an 8. However, if he hits an 8, then Gangbang Bob doesn't have any backdoors either. So it's extremely simple. Either 8 or no 8. And no 8. Wisimaki out in 5th place. Gangbang Bob does the deed. Perfect Sonata's goal has been achieved. He has laddered up into 4th place. Wisimaki takes $8,118, which is a nice palindrome. Good for him. The rest of us guaranteed 5 digits. And for Perfect Sonata, it's not the most egregious case of laddering up I've ever seen. In fact, I saw a pretty egregious one recently, rewatching the 2008 World Series main event final table. Kelly Kim played very well to get to the final table, don't get me wrong here, and he is a good player overall. But once he was there, well, first of all, once he was on the bubble, he folded quite a bit, and then once he was actually at the final table, he wanted to ladder up to 8th place, which, to be fair, was, what was it, like $360,000? Which is a lot of money. But, like, he started with only 2.6 million, which was about 9 big blinds, and he folded his way all the way down to 2 big blinds on 2 different occasions, and actually got his wish and got 8th place. But, like, he folded his way down to 2 big blinds. If you're going for the win, you're not folding your way down to 2 big blinds. Oh, that's right. Nice piece of ace showed his hand against, was it Perfect Sonata earlier in the tournament? The final table, I mean. It's kind of refreshing that they're actually showing cards at a final table. At least showing a few cards. Because most people don't do that. I still do. A lot. You've seen it. Always with an intent to influence the way other opponents play against me. You know, I plant a seed in their head, and then hopefully I can make them go one way or the other. Pair of 3s. Bets. Gut shot calls. Was not a very big bet. And another very small bet. And a nice piece of ace will pay him off. Nicely done, Gangbang Bob. Who suddenly has 43 big blinds. Just saying. A lot of small cards here. Well, and an ace. Sonata looking for that set. Does not hit it. Can't really blame him for just checking there with that stack. You kind of want to just hit your set. And didn't happen. And nice piece of ace with the worst hand actually wins this one. Gangbang Bob not interested in a pair of 4s there. Nice piece of ace. Certainly with enough to call. Oh, boy. Nice piece of ace drawing almost dead already. Ego Gogor with 2 pair. Nice piece of ace. Better play this one safe. Okay. So far, so good. That 3 is not going to help him. He's drawing dead now. The best he can probably hope for is maybe a 10. Oh, wait, actually a 10 and they chop it. I just realized that. A 10 and they both have ace, ace, 10, 10, 6. Big bet by Eagle Gogor. Can he get away from it here? No. Oh, God! Perfect Sonata got away from that ugly river. I don't think Nice Piece of Ace is about to get away from it. Ego Gogor has license to bet up to like 1 million, and he'll still get a call. 534, yeah, it's getting called. At least he didn't raise. Nice Piece of Ace did a good job limiting his damage there, but that river just made it impossible to get away from it. Blinds up. Up enough for Sonata to go for the all-in. Nice piece of ace with a hand that could go for it. He is going to go for it. And a 5 on the flop. Perfect Sonata, almost a shoe-in to double up. Nice piece of ace did catch his pair of kings, but he's going to need to see a whole lot more face cards. That's not going to do it. Perfect Sonata with the double up to 2.1 million. And we now have 4 playable stacks here. Everyone over 30 big blinds. As you can see, we're at the halfway point. We still have 4 people, unlike the last final table where half of it was just the heads up. I think I do like the idea of pressing the 2X button, so maybe I won't do Venom live. Maybe I don't want to do Venom live. I don't know. But I do, though. But I do. Eagle Gogor with a pick up there. Nothing much to talk about. Limp from Eagle Gogor. Limp there, and no one has anything. Who wants it? Eagle Gogor with straight draw. Takes it. Even though it is the Venom, I think... Ooh! It is the Venom, and I kind of want to watch it live, but also... I think I'd rather have the 2X buttons, because I know it's going to be a long one. Oh, wow. Nice piece of ace, fold the draw immediately. And it's the absolute nothing that goes for the raise. Just poor timing on this one. Gangbang Bob. Now with a full house! Probably wants a nice piece of ace to jump back in the hand. 3rd diamond on the board. Let's see if Eagle Gogor wants to go for it. He does have 1 diamond. Gangbang Bob with a brilliant check on the turn there. Ah, he gets what he wants. Now for the all-in. Eagle Gogor has to fold. He only has 9 high. But excellently played hand by Gangbang Bob. Check on the turn and a nice run out there with enough for Eagle Gogor to pretend he has a flush. And Gangbang Bob saying, I hope you do. It's anyone's game now. Well, and Bob goes for it with the 5-7, and Eagle Gogor calls with just king high. He's correct. Slow this one down. This might be interesting. Eagle Gogor still with just king high, but it's still good. Bob missed his 8. He can't win unless he bets it. But he's going to let him have it. Wow. Maybe he's trying to keep his tight table image. Ooh. Speaking of tight table image, I mean, I'm sure he has some misgivings about this, considering it's already been 3-bet, but when you're 4-handed, you do not fold jacks pre-flop. You just don't. Luckily for him, this should be just a nice little pickup. And this should be more than a little pickup. That's, let's see, 210. That's 665,000 more Actually, that's 700,000 more going into his stack, counting the antes. So Gangbang Bob, suddenly a real factor in this tournament. In fact, he's in second place now. Bloop. And now he gets kings! Sonata with one of the kings. Bob, all of a sudden, a real force, and the 6-9 of clubs is going to come in and hit the flop. Doesn't hit it hard enough. And those pair of twos on the board really hurt Eagle Gogor, because even if he hits his 9, it's still no good, because King King 2 2 9 beats 9 9 6 6 2. Kings full beats literally everything except for quad twos. Eagle Gogor, though, probably just about done with the hand, though, as that is the King of Hearts, the only king left in the deck. There's the big bet. Actually, it's not that big of a bet, it just looks big. Eagle Gogor, though, still might not want to keep going. Wondering what is happening. Every time he thinks he's just pulling away from the entire field, something happens. I don't blame him for reaching into the tank on this one. He should find the fold. Oh! I don't know what he's trying to represent, but it ain't gonna work. I assume he's trying to represent a big flush. But Gangbang Bob, for the second time in short order, is saying, I hope you do. Now he has to go for the all-in here. He's only got a third of the pot, so there's no reason to bet smaller. Eagle Gogor realizes that he just punted off an extra 1.45 million and is no longer the leader of this final table. Gangbang Bob is now the leader. For the first time, all final table, it's not Eagle Gogor. We are left with two Americans, the Russian, and the Austrian. Now pulling ahead of everyone. Not too far ahead. Now he's going to take 9-6 for a spin. And guess what? Eagle Gogor smashes the flop this time. I think this will be quick. Straight flush draw. Too bad we don't get to see what the next card would have been. It's always exciting to see a straight flush draw. Eagle Gogor wins the hand and he's like, wait, I'm still not in first place? What's going on here? Ooh, here's a hand. Pair of aces for Perfect Sonata, who's been the short stack for a while now, but he's not out of it. Pair of eights for a nice piece of ace. Perfect Sonata with a chance now to move back up the leaderboard. Never mind. Well, he still has a chance. He's got the pair of aces and the up and down straight draw. But nice piece of ace with two pair now. Perfect Sonata's got a lot of outs. He's got an ace, 9, 7, or queen. Pretty solid bet by... Solid bet by... Nice piece of ace. Perfect Sonata gets out of there immediately. His sense of when he's behind is just phenomenal. We saw him with the ace, rivering the aces and kings, still folded very quickly there. And now even with that pair of aces and the draw, he gets out cheaply. Two amazing folds by Perfect Sonata. Small pair is going at it here. Eagle Gogor with the better of it, of course. Check, check. Yep. Ooh. Perfect Sonata wants nothing to do with the Jack-8 that just beat him. bricks. Eagle Gogor wanted it more. He's still slightly behind. But it's effectively a tie now. Ace-4 flop. The 4 works for Bob. The clubs are beginning to work for Eagle Gogor. And they are working for Eagle Gogor. He is now in first place again. And he'll regret checking that, but... Oh, actually, he's not quite in first place yet. I like his thought process there. But, nah, the check does not work this time. Trying to just mix it up and confuse Gang Bang Bob, but... not enough to make him bet. And all in with 3 limps, which actually does kind of make sense. He's already got 210,000 plus that, so 245,000 extra if nobody calls. Eagle Gogor with sort of a decision, but I think he'll find the fold here. Sonata just happy to pick that up. 8's are a weird hand to play post-flop. Great flop for 7-6. Does he want to donk bet? No, he does not. Eagle Gogor does not want to c bet though. Now a nice piece of ace, thinking that board's not so good for 7-6. Will he bet it anyway though? No. Eagle Gogor with a tiny flush draw, which does not come through this time. Wasn't a nice piece of ace hitting every draw under the sun for a short time just a little while ago? Oh well. Pair of 6s works. King 10. A little bit of drama here. We got gut shot for Eagle Gogor. Pair of 10s with a good kicker for Bob. Got a little spicier. They each have a heart. Bob obviously with a better heart. And Eagle Gogor's draw has been upgraded to an up and down draw, Jack or a 6. And he'll raise with it. Okay. Okay. He's done this against Bob before. Bob with not as strong of a hand this time, but he will stick around with just that pair of 10s. Now the river bricks out, but there were already a lot of draws that were there already. He goes for the bomb, and it works this time. Bob surrenders the chip lead back to Eagle Gogor, who absolutely does know what he's doing. That should be the end of that one. Not much going on here. Well, Perfect Sonata will stick around. Ah, 2 pair and a flush. Nice call. Pretty easy call, though. Eagle Gogor kind of surrendered more chips than I thought he might. Pocket 9s, oh no! Ace-4 folds, yikes. Perfect Sonata is tight. Not much going on here either. He's going to call with Queen High. And he's going to call with Queen High again. Okay. Nice piece of ace with a value bet with Ace High. That's what happens when you get down to 4-hand and you start learning your opponents a little more. Holy moly, what a flop that is. And Eagle Gagor spikes the straight on the turn. Started out with an up and down draw with the diamonds, and boy, Bob isn't going anywhere fast, but that could kill his action. Four cards were straight out there. He does bet small to his credit. Bob might still call with that top pair, but he's got to hate that run out. No, he makes a good fold. That is not a great run out. Having that extra 10 pop out there. Ooh. Well, Bob will not participate in this hand, but the other three very well might. Non-min raise from nice piece of ace. Love to see it. Call from the 4. Sonata might be thinking of a 3-bet all in. He is with the 2 10s. Nice piece of ace. Does probably not. Oh, he is going to risk over half his stack with the king queen, and he's going to like it. 9 queen queen flop. Nice piece of ace. Now has to just fade 10s. Because running straight cards are no good because they'll give ace a full house. Nothing and nothing. Nice piece of ace with the victory. The gamble pays off with the king queen of clubs. Perfect Sonata out in 4th place. And we'll happily take $11,512. And look at this. We have 3 very even stacks left. Anything can happen. Anyone can win. Non-min raises are back. Another straight flop by. Nice piece of ace. Wow. Let me guess, the turn card's going to be the king of diamonds, isn't it? No. Bit of an active kill for both players. Although I don't think ace is all that worried about the board pairing with Bob not doing anything. Should be an easy one. No, he's going to limp. We're seeing a lot more limping than I thought we would at this level. You know, $630 buy-in. Double gutter for ace. Needs a 6 or a 10. Eagle Gagor needs a 4. Ace certainly not going anywhere. And nice piece of ace gets what he wants again. I guess he just takes turns. Sometimes he doesn't catch anything, and sometimes he catches every draw in the universe. There are 6s for Eagle Gagor as well. But he is now drawing dead, and the nice piece of ace actually helps no one, but I was going to check. And now he misses a little bit of value, maybe, but Eagle Gagor probably would have folded if he had bet too much there. Even 200,000 might have been too much. Getting good odds from the small blind, he'll let go of the 5-7. And the 6-9 does have everybody else out flopped. There we go. 3 of diamonds. Nice piece of ace with nut flush draw and a 4 for a straight would work. King Bang Bob is not going to get him to fold. And, oh, I guess his turn is over. Bob bets again. Not entirely sure why, but folds out. Nice piece of ace. Maybe he had him on like 8-7. Yeah, this could take a while. I didn't get to see what his other card was that Bob folded. I know he folded a queen. And notably a 3x raise by nice piece of ace, who hits another ace, true to his name. Eagle Gagor with a pair. Might not want to fold a 1-bet, but that board is getting just terrible for 5s. You should probably fold to this bet. He's just a non-believer. 2-pair now for a nice piece of ace. Not the best 2-pair in the world because any king still beats him, but He's going to keep betting. Now, does Eagle Gogor turn it into a bluff? No. I would have loved to see if he had bet 3 million there. Does the ace-queen call him down? Eagle Gogor with a fantastic hand, especially three-handed. And nice flop. Gang Bang Bob with only that ace of spades to go back on. But he will call inexplicably, and it's the 9. Needs another one. That's not going to do it, though. He pays off 240,000, so another nice win for Eagle Gogor. Bob falling behind again. 4-8 makes the call. That was not a min-raise. I don't know about that one. You can just skip a hand once in a while, you know? Ooh! 2 players have 3 aces. It's actually most likely going to be chopped. Right now it's ace, 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 jack 6 against ace, 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 jack 3. And, oh, that's not a chop card. They could still end up one over the other here. If the river card is a 4, 5, or of course a 6 for overkill, nice piece of ace still wins it. Bob can only win with a 3. But any other card, they're chopping this. Big bet by Bob. Ace, I'm sure, is going nowhere. Might even be raising. Just a call. And it will be a chop. Real close, though. It's going to be a very big pot, but overall an anticlimactic one. Ace, 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 jack 7 for both. And they both check somehow. Perhaps feeling like this was the conclusion. Because you know what they say. Everyone loves a chop pot. I can get away with doing that, right? This pot might not be chopped. Ace-queen against ace-king. It's going to go be all in. 3-handed. They are not going to be able to get away from this. They're just going to say, you know what? I got a big hand. You got a big hand. Let's just go for it. We're 3-handed. Let's roll the dice. A nice piece of ace coming up short on the flop. Wouldn't mind maybe a 6 for a potential chop here. Nope, no chop. Actually, no, that might be a chop. That paired board means that a 5 or a 7, and they both have 5, 5, 4, 4 ace, or 7, 7, 4, 4 ace. Nice piece of ace, only wins it with a queen. Let's see. What do we get here? No chop. Ace-king holds. Eagle Gogor now has 12.1 million, 2/3 of the chips in play. Actually, no, that's 70% of the chips in play. The other two combined barely have a third of him. So he's got over 70% of the chips in play. King 10's going to go for the all-in. Eagle Gogor has him dominated. Will re-raise all-in. Bob, I'm sure, will fold here. And, oh, that's a horrible flop for ace. Now he needs a 10 that's not a spade. And, oh, he's not drawing dead. He still needs a 10 that's not a spade. Nope. Eagle Gogor takes it down and gets the kill. Nice piece of ace with 3rd place. And Eagle Gogor now has a commanding lead heads up against Gang Bang Bob. That's just the way life goes sometimes. Ace-queen versus ace-king will tip the balance seemingly permanently towards Eagle Gogor, but Bob still does have a chance. Each pair their bottom card here. But Eagle Gogor manages to win with a bet. Don't know why Bob didn't want to look him up for a little while longer with that pair of fours. Oh. Speaking of hands that might tip the balance, Bob can slow play here all he wants. There's only one opponent. But he's going to re-raise, and Eagle Gogor might go for it. Okay. Oh! Well, this game just tightened up considerably. Oh, Eagle Gogor does not go for the bet. Thought he might. Bob is still slow playing, and I love it. He's got the board absolutely nailed. Eagle Gogor finally gives him what he wants. Just a call there, too. And not the greatest run out. Any 3 now wins it. But Eagle Gogor still goes for the all-in with a pair of aces. Gangbang Bob does get to double up fully to 6.9 million. And might I mention the number of big blinds these guys have now? Amazing. Gangbang Bob already has the best hand with Queen 10. Now with a double gutter. He'll keep going. He hits it. Bob about to take another step forward. This one's actually going to bring them awfully close. Bob, I'm sure, will raise here. And Eagle Gogor should know better than to keep going now. I really don't know about that all-in bet by Eagle Gogor. I think by that point he should have read the yellow light or the red light. I don't think the one pair was getting called by a worse hand at that point in the hand. Bob with bottom pair now does have reason to keep going, but Eagle Gogor suddenly has a better hand, and boy, he knows when to get out. Just an ugly card for his ideas, and decided to just bolt. Honestly, I might have even kept going with the King 8 there after being 3-bet, but no, he made the right decision again. This could go anyway. That is a terrible flop. First one to even reach for a chip would win that one. Just a limp with the ace. There's a raise, a big raise. And they both miss. Let's see what happens here. Check, check so far. 240. Not good enough. They both hit their 3. It may go check, check. No, it's not. Bob with a chance now to take the lead, but he relinquishes it. He pairs up, and that's not good enough for him. That wouldn't have really been a lead. It might have been a tie, but... Oh. Raise with 7-2, get 3-bet, and... Come on, Eagle Gogor. So they both paired up here. Hold on. That ace may kill some action. But Bob at least has the gut shot. He doesn't even need the gut shot. He just needs to avoid a 5 or a 6. Let's check, check. Pretty safe river. Completes a lot of draws, but... Nah, it's probably going to go check, check again. Nope, bet, call. Yeah, actually, no. Heads up, I think someone was going to bet that one. Eagle Gogor thought that a pot-sized bet could just win the hand. I assume he wouldn't bet that much for value with just a pair of 6s. So far, so good for Bob. There's a gut shot for Eagle Gogor, and he hits it, too. Now that bet has some real meat behind it, but does not get called. Bob stays at 7.5 million. 8-7 of clubs with the raise. That's enough heads up to keep playing for sure. Oh, he's got a 3-bet. He's got a wide 3-betting range. And maybe Bob has picked up on that. He calls with 8-7 of clubs and he hits 2 8s. His turn to bet, and Eagle Gogor is out of here. Alright. He calls with Jack high and, of course, has 4 hearts now. Hot size bet. You want to chase a flush? Oh my god, that is disgusting. That is disgusting. And now he leads out. He's got a call with a 3/8, and we're right back to where he started heads up. I'm sorry, but that was horrible. He called with Jack high and no draw and goes runner flush to take half of Bob's chips. That was terrible. No way should he have won that hand. That wasn't even that small of a C bet. And then he bet pot on the turn, and he still called with just a flush draw on a paired board. Bob with middle pair. Eagle will go with bottom pair. The chance to get some back. Desperately needs to get some back now. Well, there's the raise. At least he's consistent with that. I don't fault that. $250,000 from Eagle Gogor. Good call there. River is no help. Pair of 7 is still good. That's not enough. Yeah, you're not going to bluff him off with just 320,000. So Gangbang Bob gets a little bit back. Maybe Eagle Gogor felt a little bit bad for... Okay. Well, see you at the river. Maybe not. Good discipline by Eagle Gogor this time. Bob. Okay, now I see you at the river. This should be a double up. Oh. Oh, maybe not. 40 was straight out there. Check from Ace-King. Call. Yeah, he's certainly never folding it, but I like that he slowed down a little bit, because that was a slightly scary board. Because the thing is, when you see forward or straight on the board, heads up, you have to slow down. Because anything goes as far as your opponent's starting in. Maybe at a full-handed table, you wouldn't expect, let's say, a 7-6-4-3 to mean anything, because if you're playing at a full 8-handed table, the chance your opponent has a hand that has a 5 in it is pretty low. Heads up, though, anything goes. You gotta believe there's 5s in your opponent's range, because there's anything in your opponent's range. See? So whatever you do, don't get caught speeding. There's 4 small straight cards out there. Boy, oh boy, he's raising pretty light. He's got a gut shot. He needs Bob's 7. And let's pause here. They're playing very quickly, which is good for them, but maybe not so much for me. I actually need to stop here. So, Eagle Gogor has a pair of 4s now. Bob has the 6s with the straight draw. So the 8 is no good for Eagle Gogor. He needs a 4 or a 7 to win this hand. Or he could try and force Bob out. He is very aggressive. But Bob's going to bet this one. Eagle Gogor checked. Now he's going to go for the check raise. Man, he loves that play. Interesting river card. But it goes check, check. And Bob has clawed right back up there. Just about $7.5 million. Is back up to where he was when he lost that horrible hand. Pair of jacks for Bob. A pair of absolutely nothing for Eagle Gogor. Easy call. I mean, you could say he had a pair of 3s, but I had a pair of 3s and I don't have any cards. 3 kings for Eagle Gogor. See, I have a pair of kings, but I don't have any cards. That's like the number one way to tell that you're watching really old poker is when the commentators, like, when the board pairs, the commentators say, wow, he improved his hand even more. Now, instead of a pair of sixes, he has a pair of sixes and a pair of fours. That's totally improving his hand. Yeah. Really old poker commentators would do that all the time. When, no, he did not improve his hand. The board improved. Oh, wow, another flop that's all over these guys. And yet, at the same time, isn't. Like, it's very similar to the cards that they have, but they both just have gut shots. Bob now with the best hand with a pair of eights and jacks. Eagle Gogor still needs a queen to fill his straight. Does not want his 9. That would give Bob his straight. The king would work, though. So, king or queen for Eagle Gogor. Not a 2. That's not going to change anything. Ends up going check, check. Another nice little win for Bob. Ooh, 6s against king 10. Customary 3-bet there, I assume, just a call from the 6s, and that's a bad board for 6s. He might just get rid of it now. Yeah, he does. Fear the king 10. Four, 5 raises. Queen 5 calls. 4, 5 loves it. Queen 5 likes it. Overbet. Hello. Bob has to worry about the... Ooh! Worst card in the deck for Eagle Gogor. In fact, he's behind now. He has ace, ace, 5, 5, 4. Bob has ace, ace, 5, 5, queen. And indeed, Bob has the best hand. And he'll bet the absolute minimum. Eagle Gogor's going to raise. And he folds! Oh, no! He tried to blocker bet the minimum and still folded to a bluff raise. That had to have been a bluff raise. Just out of frustration for his 2-pair being counterfeit. Another raise. This time they both have reasonable hands. And another raise! And a call this time. These guys are going so fast! I have this on 1 speed. Do I dare move it on 0.5 speed? I mean, these guys are going fast. I don't know how fast they'd be going IRL. Anyway, they both have straight draws. Bob has the best hand here. Eagle Gogor needs a 4 or 6. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot here. A lot of these hands are playing out like this. The river's usually a brick. I predict the queen of spades. 7 of clubs. And it usually goes check, check on the river, doesn't it? I've been paying attention. Don't say I haven't been paying attention. Easy. Six, 4 clubs. Oh, raise. Eagle Gogor likes to raise. Even though he easily could just check. I think he's raising because he recognizes how deep they are right now. They are super duper deep. And he'd rather just kind of accelerate this towards an end, I say, as he checks back an ace. Okay. And he just wants this to end, and I can't really blame him. They both hit their ace here. Ace, ace, queen, 10, no, it's going to be chopped. Unless, of course, one of them folds. I don't think so, though. I think he's going to call it. Yep. They both have aces with a queen, 10, 9. And as the blinds go up, you know what they're both saying to each other. Everyone loves a chop pot. Bob, the best of that flop, obviously. That king might encourage action from both players. It's unlikely that their opponent has one. 3, also encouraging, but it goes check, check again. This just has the feel of a match that will never end, but we can tell at the bottom of the screen it will end. So there's probably going to be a cooler at some point here where like 90% of the chips in play are in one pot. You just have to watch out for that moment. They both have a gut shot here. They both can't hit it, obviously. So the pot won't get that big. Wow. It might. Hold on. Oh, and Bob hits his gut shot. After betting over the size of the pot, he's going to go for another big one. And Eagle Gogor still pays it off with king high. Well, that was way off. That did end up being a huge pot, and Bob now has a lead of about 5 million. $11-6. I'm stunned by the call. I'm stunned by how quick the call was. I mean, they've both been playing very quick this whole time, but that one, you gotta slow down and think, buddy. You can't just snap off 2.1 million on 2 streets with king high. Four clubs for Eagle Gogor. Very small bet. He's going to keep going, and he hits the king at least. He's not going to get much out of it unless Bob decides to do a wacky check raise. They're going so fast, though. Raise. Snap call. This is the fastest poker I think I've ever seen. Bob improves to double gutter. Of course, he has the same... The 5 would give them both a chop. 10 gives Bob the best hand, actually. Don't think he'll bet it, though. 3 hearts out there, plus a lot of straight draws, plus the queen. These guys are so fast. Oh my gosh. Yeah. When Bob raises big pre-flop, he usually means it. Eagle Gogor could do it with 6 high. Here he goes again, 3-betting with 7 high. And that flop is total air for both players. It still goes bet call. Okay, now they both have 4 clubs. Bob, the only one that can be even remotely excited about it. 2 pair now. If Eagle Gogor bets, he might get a call with a king high. No, he doesn't. And again, it's so fast. That time it might have been worth thinking a little bit about perhaps calling with king high. Oh. How did they come up with these numbers so quickly? They just bet just like lightning. I can only assume that they're both using big blinds to make their bets, because I can't imagine them being able to, even physically being possible to type out 200,000 that quickly. Couple of yaks. Are they even cognizant of how fast that they're playing, or is this just what they normally do? Three sevens for Bob, but that should be a small pot. Here comes the raise, probably. Yep, and a fold. They're just going. 3 jacks for Eagle Gogor. That's quick. They're all quick. I wish I could tell you which player deserves it more, but they're both playing almost exactly the same way. They're just both playing so unbelievably fast. Eagle Gogor has been more aggressive, at least. I can say that pretty safely. But Bob knows when to turn the heat up, too. He's definitely gotten better speed control, I would say, Bob does. But Eagle Gogor bringing the heat time and time again has been more effective than not. Especially with Bob being a little bit more on the passive side. But also, his timing hasn't been very good. We've seen him make big bluff raises when Bob already has 3 of a kind or even a full house. Couple of 8s. Got shot for Bob. Needs a 5. Although getting 300... Oh, he's going to try. And he hits a 7 instead. That's no good. I don't know. I think for 300,000, that wouldn't have been worth it. But they are heads up. Oh, and it was worth it. 2 pair. Goes check, check, though. I didn't even get to see the checks. It just went... They're so fast. That's all I can say right now is, oh my god, they're so fast. You know what? Maybe that's what the go, 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 go stands for in Eagle Gogor. Maybe that's why he named himself that, because it's just go, 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 go. Gotta go fast. Gotta go faster, 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 faster. Oh, 3 2s now. Pretty good at running into random trips. They both are. Bob, of course, has the nut low, so he'll be folding. Now, there was no low on that board. If we're, you know, sticking to traditional 8 or better rules. But you know what I mean. It wasn't the nut low. He could have had ace 3. You know what I mean. 10 sticks around. Looks like a straight for Eagle Gogor, but it's not. And he will decide not to bet. I think that's a good idea. That 7 changed nothing. Bob takes it down. They play fast without playing too recklessly. The one time Eagle Gogor played recklessly was chasing that back-to-back heart flush and somehow got there. Oh, I thought about it for a couple seconds there with a pair of 4s. How about that? Is it this? That might be the cue for Eagle Gogor to bet again, because thinking for 2 seconds equals indecision by these guys' standards. Nice bet by Eagle Gogor. I can barely process what's happening here. I'm serious. They're making this really hard on me. But I can see that Eagle Gogor now has almost as many points as Gangbang Bob, who should win this one. Oh, he's thinking. Oh, God, what's he doing with 8-4? Loving him pair. Okay, note to self. When your head's up, don't be afraid of calling a 3-bet with 8-4 offsuit. Because it's still easier to win the hand somehow. Eagle Gogor now has a 1 million point lead. And it's Eagle Gogor's right to play his cards however he wants. And I said at the top of the final table, I'm glad that we're seeing something more unconventional, because it's more fun to talk about. Unfortunately, it's also really hard to talk about it when they're both moving at, like, Mach 5. Half pot bet with 10 high. Bob with a pair of 5s makes the call. Nicely done. They're trying to get this done, clearly. They want this to be over at some point. The robots are kind of countering it by setting them up to keep yo-yoing back and forth. Just an incredible flop there for Bob. Igor will keep firing at you. As it stands there, bound to chop this pot. Actually, not necessarily. But Igor still bought it. He's really good at that. I'm gonna laugh if, like, the big cooler that happens is, like, them both just getting really stubborn and crazy with, like, 7-5 versus King 6 or something silly like that. I wouldn't put it past him at this point. I might put it past Bob, but Igor doing that with weird hands, that, maybe he will. Air. Usually, Igor wins these air showdowns. He couldn't have possibly thought that he didn't have to bet there that 10 high was going to work. Straight draw. I do have this on 1 speed, right? I do have it on 1 speed. It looks like it's going so fast. I now know why they have a 0.5 speed button. I still have no intention of ever using it, but I now know why it's there, just in case there's these two guys playing against each other. Bob hits his pair, not what he was looking for, but he still wins the hand. Queen 9 versus Jack 6. Obviously, one guy hit that flop, one guy didn't. Boop. Just going so freaking fast. I don't know what to even say. I'm just laughing at them, apparently. A little bit there for Bob. Igor going for the aggressive route. Ooh! Bob's in much better shape now. And Igor, to his credit, knows when to slow down. Or does he? He's actually thinking. Okay, yeah, he knew when to slow down. Queen 2 versus 5-2. Pair of queens for Bob. Very scary run out, though. Igor certainly might be able to scare him off of it. No, not yet. Not yet. He gave up. Might have been able to win it, but who knows? Here's a couple of pretty good hands. I figured he'd 3-bet there. Ooh! They both hit their top card there. Brick on the turn. We're not going crazy with it yet, though. Bob bets half pot. Igor probably not going anywhere yet. Another king. So it's less likely for Bob to have a king if you're Igor. Going for the big bet there. And I wouldn't fault Igor for calling it. And if so, we suddenly have a big gap between these players. He does call. I can't really blame him for the way that hand played out. And just like that, Bob now has a huge advantage. This hand should go to Igor, but it won't be big. They're both very happy avatars. One of them is a rock, one of them is an alien. Well, Bob won't be happy for long. He's got pocket 9s. Nice raise. But Igor... Oh, maybe he won't win this one. He can only move an 8 now. That's over half pot there. And, oh. Well, they're both counterfeit now, but the 9s are still ahead. And, okay. I have absolutely no idea why he went all in there. 9s really shrink on that board, but he was correct, and he won a hand with pocket 9s. He was like dead certain that Igor had an 8, and he was correct. I just don't think he's calling with an 8. Here's the all-in. Oh, yeah, here we go, here we go. Spades or a 7. No! Gangbang Bob is our champion. Igor with a tremendous showing. And with a whole lot of bounties, I might add. But there you have it. The comeback completed by Gangbang Bob. Bob started this final table in 6th place. Igor was way out in front. He didn't disappoint. He did what he needed to do to make it all the way heads up, but Bob just had the X factor, I guess. So that was a very interesting and extremely fast, well, fast-paced final table. Hope everybody enjoyed that. I think I will wait before doing the Venom itself. Just because I want to have that 2X button on hand in case they take forever. They might. Real high stakes. So, again, I'll see you when I see you. And thank you so much for enjoying this particular tournament. And, of course, the other advantage to waiting on the Venom is if they do a chop, then I'm not covering it. Yes, it's the Venom. I don't care. I hate chops that much. All right. See you later.